All right, welcome back to Black Lodge Trivia Night. This is Art. My family's out of town for the next few days. I'm ready to make some bad dietary choices. I've got my fart pants on, and I've got Dragon's Dogma 2. So I am intensely excited to try this. I'm also going to try something a little different. I'm going to try doing this on YouTube just because I'm always curious. One thing I will say, YouTube, the delay on the stream, I'm trying to go for max quality. The delay is significant. So I apologize if it takes me a while to get back to your questions because, the delay could be like 10, 15 seconds. Matt, how's it going? I see you've jumped into the chat. I wanted to try this because I think immensely jealous. Hey, nothing stopping you, bro. The quality on this, there's a lot more options than Twitch, and so I was just curious. Also, we have, I wanted to thank, we have 150 subscribers here on YouTube. I know for some people that's like chump change, but for us, we're really grateful. So I figured I would try and see how this worked, where we have a lot of the people that check out our stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. I have not fired up this game yet. I have messed around with... Oh man, this looks good. A couple of things I'm curious about. One, are the necks still all messed up? Because I need them to be in the best possible way. And two, we're going to check one other thing in-game once the time comes. And I'll save that as a surprise. But wow, like right off the bat... I'm ready. I'm impressed. There's so many things stopping me, says Matt. No, the only thing stopping you is probably your good sense and your duty to your family, and those two things can be shoved aside with no issues whatsoever. So, let's start this game. Yeah, I was curious to try streaming on YouTube just because, I've never really done it before live. I know we do it usually on Twitch, and I was just kind of curious. There's... conviction is the human will that reaches its greatest power. Honor de Balzac. I know there's a missed opportunity to say ball sack. I'm not going to stoop to that level. Nobody needs to hear me also pronounce French.
Lend me your ears.
Some nice looking faces. I'm disappointed.
As our Fevremonde suffered, without a true monarch to guide her and her people. Decades have passed since last His Majesty Erland sat atop the Draken throne. Long have we endured, yet it has not been for naught.
I'm seeing Matt's this is Baldur's Gate 3 now. Clearly Games of Thrones. Yeah, absolutely.
At last, we may celebrate the coming of our rightful ruler. The return of the sovereign.
My word, such an inspiring visage.
Your Majesty shall have my eternal fealty.
Your Majesty, oh how long I have awaited this moment.
Behold, before you sits the rightful inheritor of the Draken throne, chosen by the dragon as its enemy. Behold and rejoice! Fortune has delivered us our savior at last!
At last!
praise be, for only the Sovereign's guidance can lead us true. All hail the Sovereign! All hail! Let all present pledge their allegiance to the Sovereign. Let us be united in the hope that our allegiance reign will ne'er end. Long live the Sovereign of Vermont!
Arisen, thou who wouldst slay the dragon, if thou seekest to behold this world in its true aspect, abandon thy reason. Cast aside thine heart and thy life.
Matt says, you think there'd be more people for such an important moment. I don't pull crowds. You can see from our concurrent viewers. It's not my style, so in-game, out-of-game.
Can alter the course of the rivers of fate.
Excavation site jail. Here we go. I'm gonna grin like an idiot. I love this game. I've loved it since it first came out. I just completed my playthrough here on the channel. You can watch it all. I love this game. And so the fact that it actually got a sequel when I've always considered it like a sleeper hit, which I guess it's not anymore, given like it sort of built word of mouth over the decade plus it's been out. Yeah, I never thought this game would exist, and I'm pumped that it does. So Matt said in the chat, do you start as a king? I guess that's interesting. Like at the end of the first game, you know, the whole point of it is you slay the dragon. And then there's this whole post-dragon game that's really interesting. So here we go. We're going to get into character creation. We're going to choose potentially a preset or start with a blank slate. Now, I usually don't care, so I go for Dragon's Dogma, generic pasty dude, #1. Play a lady. I'm not going to play a lady for a couple of different reasons, but mainly because my pawn is going to be Diane from Twin Peaks. Nope, cat people can just fuck right off. I'm not doing cat people.
No? It's hard to say.
I guess these are like the random. Let's go back. I'm going to go with hero #1 just because I don't care.
Aha, I thought I recognized you.
So interesting. So upstairs there's a celebration going on for the Arisen, and downstairs in the prison we're making our characters. So what's going on? We've got the Arisen scar. Our race is masculine human. Sure. So now there's advantages and disadvantages to body types that I didn't fully appreciate. So like if you go skinnier, I think you are better with your stamina. If you go heavier, you get more strength. Height might matter for how high you can jump and grab ledges. Shortness might matter for if you can squeeze into holes. I'll choose a little bit bigger just so maybe I can jump and grab. Maybe this time they'll have more holes that are worth climbing into. Base head. Just the face. I'm not gonna. Mostly it's the haircut, right? Nope. I didn't want to change my face. I just want to change my head. Not my head. My haircut. Hairstyle. Let's see what they give us. We get the Rachel from Friends. No, not really. We've got me in 10 years. Again, not really. I think I'm going to keep my hair at this point. I think I would have lost it already if I were really going to go for it. Yeah, let's just... I'm not looking for like a, flock of seagulls or a perm or anything. I just want something that's going to be... Oh, I could go like Christian Slater in The Name of the Rose. Read the book. The movie's fine, but read the book. Pete, how you doing? It says Baldur's Gate 3. Cool. Yep, we're going for it. We're playing Baldur's Gate 3. Not really. This is obviously Dragon's Dogma. That's fine. Who cares? Vocation. Okay, now we get to choose our starting class. I had a blast last time playing an archer. I messed around with a fighter a little bit in New Game Plus. Pete says go goth. I probably should do something more stupid, but anyway. Fighter was okay, but I sometimes would get annoyed that I couldn't take down harpies and stuff like that quite as easily. So I'm gonna go with an archer. You can jump around, I think, in this game for you can jump around. I think vocation's a lot easier. These all sound the same. Oh, they're pitch. Okay. So Pete's saying, you know, how we doing? We're doing well. Pete, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. My family's out of town, so I can just cat-ass this for a little while. At some point, I will play. I messed with a mage. Matt says, you know, play a mage, you coward. I messed with a mage a little bit in New Game in my first playthrough. I don't know if it was in New Game Plus or not. What I ended up not loving was the speed. The attacks can be intensely powerful, but I was used to the faster attacks of archers and other... we're doing it. We're doing it! Moniker. Let's see what they got for monikers. And so I just... The slowness of the casting was a little... was a little too slow. I'm not going to play my real age because nobody needs to see me throw my back out and then like have to pee 10 times a night, but I'll bump myself up to the age of being able to rent a car. Finalize character and proceed. So Pete asks, what is the elevator pitch for this game? Well, I'll let this play out.
Clearly brazen for a pawn.
Do I need to advance?
Most of your kind have eyes blank as a cadaver's. Mayhap 'tis only natural, seeing as how you rise from the dead. There's aught different about you, though. Could it be that you fear death just as we mortals do?
So what I think is I wish I could have a counter on the screen that's how many times they use ought in the game, because it was a very well used word in the first one in all sorts of context. So Pete asks, what is the elevator pitch for this game? Obviously, if you're not familiar at all with the Dragon's Dogma series, the basic idea is the dragon attacks somebody, rips their heart out. They become what's called the Arisen, which is basically the hero of the world. In the first game, your task was to get your heart back from the dragon. But once you did that, there was actually a whole other thing that was revealed to you, which is it wasn't just about getting your heart back. It was actually about ascending to this higher plane to be like the watcher of this circle of existence. Otherwise, it's like an action fantasy adventure game. It's an RPG. We're going to be taking quests. We're going to be exploring a sort of open world. The combat, though, is really unique. It's more action-y. You can grab on people's stuff, climb up their backs, stab them in the eyes. It's the combat and sort of the interesting systems that make these games great. In the first one, they were a little bit quirky. I'm hoping they're still quirky, but here we go.
Worry not, vessel. 3 days here, and you'll be longing for death's sweet embrace.
The other interesting thing I just want to point out is, maybe I just said this, there's an Arisen upstairs being crowned king, and there's an Arisen here that is me in the prison. That is something that was not possible in the first one. There was only one Arisen.
Come along, you feckless dullards.
So the fact that there's two might be something. One or more add-ons added, you will gain... Okay, this is a pre-order bonus.
What do you want?
All right, Jailed Awakening, priority quest set. We can view our quests here. The first game had a weird menu system. This one seems a little cleaner. When's if I talk to her?
Don't look at me that way. I've no need of your pity.
Okay.
Pray, do not impede me, sir. I'm on duty.
Man, I gotta say, I don't know. I'm not gonna put the frame rate counter up on screen because then you're gonna get all my, like, you know, this friend just popped up online, blah blah blah, those types of things. But I am curious to see how this runs. I've heard it's a bear. Like I said, I tried to turn down some things that are the worst, but at the same time, I wanted to still make it look pretty, so I didn't turn everything down. Everything's kind of maxed out. My computer has a GeForce 4080 excavation site, the whole. It has 16 gigabytes of video RAM, which I think is a big deal. I think you want to have video RAM for this one. So in the first game, that was a big set piece building. So I'm wondering if this is at the base of that. We fought, like, I think a giant griffin up there, and then we had a secondary fight take place up there. I have not the latest Intel processor, but it's maybe like a generation back. So the processor's relatively beefy.
Pain you? Pray, do not overexert yourself. This is no place for one of your ilk. 'Tis harsh beyond measure. Even we pawns are pushed to the brink. You ought not anger the overseer. Let us proceed to the site.
Okay. I guess it's trying to tell me, hey, like, left is jog. Okay. And then for RAM, I've got 128 gigabytes of RAM. So in some ways, I've got overkill for the recommended system requirements. But this is my work computer, and I use that for work. So dating sim. Yeah, I think you can romance in this game. I'm sure some of the dialogue options will be weird.
To get to work.
So again, just so everybody knows, like, if you jump in, the delay on this is long to get the video quality that YouTube can give you. And hoping the quality's, I don't know how it compares to Twitch. I know under the hood, it should be a lot better. But in reality, I don't know how that actually plays out.
Get to work, you rotten layabout. If that's not clear enough for you, ask the other vessels what to do. I've not the time to train you.
Like, I'm curious. I'm recording everything at 1440p. I don't know if I can. I think you can stream at 1440p in YouTube. You can take advantage of the new codec AV1 in YouTube,
You
which
are prepared to work. Then you ought begin by carrying stones out from the station in the back and bringing them here.
okay, it's going to teach us a few things to get started. You know, AV1 gives you better picture quality for the same bitrate, at the same bitrate than what Twitch can do. So I'm very curious. Left button plus. Oh, okay, you just get a lantern. In the first game, I think you had to find it and then you have to fill it with oil. I'll also say in the first game.
Quite cluttered. Pray leap, or aught that poses a hindrance to you.
More ought. A is jump. The first game has a really weird tutorial. The first game's tutorial basically is it throws you in media res with a character that's not your own, who has advanced abilities, who then has to take on, like, some of the hardest monsters in the game. That is the tutorial. And then after it does all that, then it's like, oh, by the way, here's how you look around with your camera. Here's, you know, it's so
Job
weird.
well done. Now the next step is to...
Tutorial over. You know how to pick stuff up and walk. You're good.
Perhaps we ought to investigate.
Okay, B is dash, just like in the first game. I'm hoping a lot of this just carries over from the first game. Oh, yeah.
No, the damn thing's been awoken. You but fell that fiend, even at the cost of your lives.
Probably better ways to get orders.
Get me out of here! Now!
For anybody watching, if you could tell me, how is my voice compared to the background noise? Do I need to turn anything down? I can't turn my voice out, or else I'll start clipping, but try to turn down the in-game audio.
The fundamentals of using a weapon are put at distance. Careful. If your foes should draw to you,
Okay, so
counter
front
with
kick.
a well-aimed kick.
I don't think that's going to do much here, but
Boulders, barrels, and pike can make effective weapons with a clever combatant.
so if you're looking up, if you're not familiar with this game, you can see the health bar for the Medusa. It's got the health bar and then 4 diamonds. That means you basically got to clear this health bar 4 times.
When delivering targeted strikes, I would recommend killing.
There we go. We got a little barrage going. Pump out 2 shots at once. Oh, ran out of stamina, so I'm going to suck wind. Matt, thank you. Matt says it's all good, so I don't need to adjust the audio. That's good. So the foreman saying the damn thing's been awoken sort of implies he knew this was a possibility, and this may be an OSHA situation.
You ought flee while you can. After all, your charge awaits you. You cannot linger in this place forever. You have lost your memories. 'Tis surely the work of a fell curse, but worry not. You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
God son it. The accursed creature escaped. Oh, you! Get back here! Quickly!
This way, Arisen! Come this way. Let us flee.
Okay, Jailed Awakening, you fended off the beast. It's time to get out of here. Flee for your life.
Lost, John. That is the only path.
No one could survive a fall from this height. Not even a pawn. Don't just stand there! Shoot it down! It's getting away! Bring it down! Bring it down!
Go now, lost soul. And learn aught you can of this world you must protect.
Again, I'm going to keep smiling like an idiot. I love the first one so much. Get a little never-ending story as we ride the thing. So interesting. So that work camp was filled with pawns. So they're using pawns as sort of like a slave labor. I don't know if they're prisoners or they just treat them like subhumans. The way a lot of people look at pawns, they are not considered full people. There's a touching moment in the end of Dragon's Dogma 1, which I wasn't able to capture because the game kept crashing. But my pawn, there's pawns that, like a multiverse, right? Like, so when I make a pawn, that pawn goes out to all of the different circles of existence. And, oh, this isn't good. And, yeah, and so there's sort of copies of all the pawns and all the different planes of existence. And at the end of the first one, like all of the different copies of the pawns come together into one and sacrifice themselves to save your life. It was really, really well done cutscene. It's worth checking out. But again, I kept getting game crashes at the end during certain parts of it, so I couldn't. Yeah, take care, Matt. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, I hope you have a good one. And you know, at the time of this recording, we are, I think, going to be talking this evening for an episode of Damn Fine Coffee here on channel. It won't be live. It'll go up in a little bit after. But yeah, we're going to be recording a Damn Fine Coffee tonight, I think. Topics include Dragon's Dogma, Dragon's Dogma 2, why Dragon's Dogma 1 and 2 are awesome, and why we should be talking more about Dragon's Dogma.
Great! Keep your distance, Arisen!
Done.
Worry not for me. The brine may swallow me whole, but I will not perish. There is a stone not far from here, known as a riftstone. Pray, seek it out. If you're truly the Arisen, then our paths will surely cross again.
So if you don't remember from the first game, you can't go into deep water because there's this sort of
Are you all right?
creature that pollutes it that will kill you.
A griffin appears one moment and falls the next. And now you stand before me.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, like the faces, everything, like really good looking. I mean, I know the old game was old, like 12 years old or whatever.
Was it you then? The one who was riding on its back? It is a wonder you survived. Accompany me to the stronghold. We'll treat your wounds and hear your story.
All right. Ultramarine Waterfall, we have left the excavation site behind for the Jailed Awakening quest. We've completed that quest. So what everybody says is in the open world part of this game, tales beginning. Follow Justin.
Jail you say you escaped from, anyway? I've never heard of such a place. There's certainly naught like that here in Vermont. Could it be you were held in the neighboring country of Batal? Nay, I suppose that's unlikely. We've been estranged from Batal ever since the war. It is difficult to imagine any citizen of Vermont being sent there.
So this is new, like putting
Goblins! Let's take up your weapons, sir. You'll
so
be
he said, are
needing
they good
it.
guys or bad? The guys you're seeing are going to be good. Use left button.
If you find your strength flagging, buy the curative or have a
Gonna
bit of green wine.
put some barrage shot out there on these guys.
When one of the fiends comes in, best guard or dodge, else you'll be sore on the morrow.
Oh, blew my
Make use
stamina.
of the slope. It will give you an advantage against their ranks.
So I'm just getting
Employ guarded attacks
beat
to
while
get
I
the enemy
can't.
to flinch.
I think the regular attack probably doesn't
Attacks
use
are more
much stamina,
destructive, but will leave you vulnerable.
but the special
So
attacks
seize your
do.
chance to land one. There are oft items to be scavenged from the bodies of monsters and their ilk. If you're not squeamish about picking at their bones, that is. Where are you going? I'll not force you to receive treatment, but I'd at least like a word.
Pete says, dude sounds like Harry. He does, yeah. That's pretty good. Ooh. He's got a shield, so this is going to be... So let's find out what happens when you get your ass absolutely kicked, because I suck. This tale has ended. Load from last save. Okay, so this is actually something everybody should know. You probably can look this up. Last save, last in rest. If you load from your last in rest, you can really lose progress. You know, there's a lot of time that can pass between saving from the last in. So you got to really make sure that you're doing that sort of as a last resort.
Where are you going? I'll not force you to receive treatment, but I'd at least
Gathering and
like a
combining
word.
materials. Let's view the tutorial logbook. Okay, so we got our map. Oh, that was our flight plan, I guess. Let's see. While exploring the wilderness, you will come across a wide variety of materials that can be gathered, sure. Open the map to view your current location, of course. Reloading the game. Yeah, because the trick is that you only get basically one-ish save slot, so you got to be careful. So play this a little more cautious. You can see the barrage knocked him out of the air when he was leaping at me, so that helped. Switch back to regular attack to preserve stamina. So that one sucked less. And Dale Cooper is now level 2, baby. Does it autosave frequently enough? That's a good question. I think the autosave is pretty frequent. I think like after any fight, a lot of conversations, I haven't been paying attention to the symbol. But there is one that'll tell you when. The Archer, Fundamentals of Battle. The precision of the bow allows archers to strike down foes from a safe distance and only takes a few well-aimed arrows to create an opening. Experienced archers can add a range of special arrows. We're going to be doing that. Using the bow, press X to loose an arrow, which will automatically target a nearby foe. Use L to aim in a specific direction and tap X repeatedly to continue to fire at the same enemy. Oh, okay. Loose arrows for ease of aim, but okay. Press RB to use steady shot and fire an arrow with deadly precision. Okay. Do I get a notification of when someone is in messages in chat? To tell you how the sausage gets made, I've got my game in front of me here. And I've got over here the stream stats, so to speak. YouTube Studio has like a page. Twitch has this as well. The thing with Twitch, though, is that it builds it into over here. I've got my OBS recording software. I can get the Twitch chat in OBS, so I don't need a separate window browser, a browser window open. I don't know how to do that quite yet. In OBS, I've got like my YouTube live control panel, so it tells me how many viewers there are, et cetera, et cetera. The main thing is I'm not expecting many viewers, but is the strength of the streams. Right now it's considered excellent. But otherwise what I'm doing is I'm sort of playing the game and I'm watching out the left to see the chat. Because yeah, that way I can know when somebody's talking. But it is something I'm catching out of the corner of my eye. And I will say, I can't remember, Pete, if you were in my original... I don't think you were. It was Rex, Duck, Blair, Paul. In my original Days Volt game, I actually live streamed maps instead of using a virtual tabletop. And so I had some experience with what the delay could be. And if I wanted to go for a really crisp picture, the delay for when they would see me do things was like 10 to 15 seconds. So I might be way off if you're wondering like why it might take me a while. Twitch, I will say, is much more responsive in that regard, but it also has fewer options and potentially less quality. So, but I could see how the Twitch stream having faster response could make interacting easier. Right. So Pete says he was not in that group, right? He was in the second group wherein I ran Days Volt England.
We pawns have long awaited your arrival.
What is this? Pawns? They bend the knee to you so readily, but then... No. Surely you cannot be the Arisen.
You seek the Riftstone, do you not? We can take you to it. Pray. Come this way.
So he says, is it distracting? No, it's not really distracting. I just do feel badly if I miss something.
Before you stands a Riftstone. 'Tis a gate by which we of the Pawn Legion may cross o'er into this world. Pray, summon your pawn. Simply paint with your mind's eye the loyal attendant whom you would have serve you.
Okay, you will now summon your main pawn. For people not familiar, the pawn is basically like your sidekick, your teammate. It makes me wish that there was co-op, two-player co-op, but there's not. But what we're going to do is we're going to create our pawn, and what they are is like a complementary class. I'm going to be an archer, so the classes that would make the most sense would either be like a fighter to tank, or in my case, I'm going to go with like a mage or something to heal. Again, cat people can fuck right off. I'm going to choose a female because I'm Dale Cooper. I'm going to get my Diane. Can't tell if these make any difference, so I'll choose default. Now, I'm not going to... I don't know what a good Diane would be. I mean, I know what Diane looks like in the show. Yeah, co-op would be really cool. It's my understanding is it's never going to happen, but that's okay. You know, I can imagine co-op is a lot to take into account, but yeah, choose a base head. Haircuts, again, I know what Diane looks like. I'll just choose this. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Oh, if you want to... Whatever. You've selected a base head. Would you like to customize it further? No. Vocation. Again, race, feminine, human. Vocation, I'm going to go with a mage. Mages can buff weapons, and they can heal. So I want to have a healer in the party, and then at some point you can get 2 more pawns for a party of 4. Compassionate, devoted, and dutiful. The most obedient sort of pawns. Favors a balanced approach with an emphasis on support. Calm is a rational, shrewd strategizing. Favors defense and evasion. Simple, curious, earnest, adventurous. I'm going for kind-hearted because, again, I want this person to be support class, healer, for when I get out there and do something really stupid. Pete asks, who was Diane? Matt is shocked that Pete has forgotten who Diane is. Diane, of course, is Agent Cooper's main contact back at the FBI. Whenever he's like, Diane, talking into his recorder, he's telling her about the cost of his gas, and he's going to be sending receipts. And you eventually meet Diane in the 3rd season that came out a couple of years ago. Name? Diane. Confirm. Moniker? I don't think they had Diane last time. And so I might have picked Diamonds because it had at least the first 3 letters, but that's like super stripper name. Yeah, a very famous actress plays Diane in season 3. I don't want to pick Dahlia because I don't want to pick like the most famous murder victim in the 20th century. That's pretty close to Diane. Deanna. I'll go with that. Finalized character. So again, we're back. Dale Cooper and Diane are going to solve crime in in Dragon's Dogma Middle-earth. Yeah, I think I want pizza like diamonds. Yeah, so that's I'm gauging how long the delay is. Might be 20 seconds. I think I went with diamonds in the first one. So pawns are known as crossers of the rift, for we are able to connect and traverse other realms beyond this one. So what's really cool is that when I make Diane, I equip Diane, I get her skills going. Other people can add Diane to their party if you're not familiar with the game at all. And she can go on their quests. She can pick up items. She can receive equipment and gifts, blah, blah, blah. And when she comes back into my game, she has the knowledge that she acquired in the other realms. So if, say, Matt were to stop being a goddamn coward and pick up Dragon's Dogma 2, he could hire Diane as his pawn, run around the world, have adventures. She would learn what to do, come back, and then she would be able to tell me, like, hey, there's a cave up ahead, or hey, on this quest, be wary of X. I think I made my pawn to look much like the main head of the pawn guild over there, but...
When we return, it is our duty to use our experiences and the knowledge we have gained to aid you on your journey, Arisen. From this day forth, I shall serve you as your loyal pawn, and aught I learn beyond the rift will be at your disposal.
Well, I'll be. A pawn summoning before my very eyes. You truly are the Arisen, then. Strange. I thought the Arisen was in the capital.
So there we go. 2 Arisen.
Surely there's only meant to be 1 Arisen. Fie, this is all beyond my ken.
A lot of made-up medieval words going on there. I like it.
The Watchhead would know what to do, I'm sure. Though, as luck would have it, he's away. I suppose we'll save any further questions till the Watchhead returns. You're free to do as you like afore then.
So when you're making a movie, this would be called bad blocking, where we've set this guy in the foreground blocking my beautiful face.
What? You've no memories, you say?
Classic.
Mayhap you could make for Melve, then. 'Twas set upon by the dragon not long ago. The Arisen is said to bear some deep connection to the dragon. Should you be Arisen, mayhap you'll recall aught of import there.
Border Watch Outpost, Northern Watch Encampment. So yeah, I think I started saying this before. In the wilderness, I think the game runs pretty well. It's when you get into the cities, the frame rate nosedives, so we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping we're well in the clear here, where we're going to hopefully spend most of our time. We made contact with a riftstone.
Hail, Arisen. Pray, ask aught you wish to know. I shall answer, if 'tis within my power to do so.
Let me see. Tell me of the pawns.
Nomads, we are oft called. Born in other worlds, we travel here by means of the riftstones that we might aid you, Arisen. However, I cannot speak as to our true nature, for I know of it not. None of us do. We do not need to. We merely do as we are commanded. Riftstones are gates that connect this world to a multitude of others. By their power have we crossed into this world, and when our mission is done, by their power shall we return to our own. 'Tis the name given to fate's chosen, those destined to command the Pawn Legion and safeguard the world from the threat of the dragon. Even with your memories lost to you, I am afraid you cannot escape your fate. Very well. May fortune speed you on your way, Arisen.
Okay, so we picked up 120 RC, which are rift crystals, which are what we can use to get more pawns. So here's explaining pawn inclinations, like you can have them be more support, more attack, more go around and collect stuff. So again, I gotta say, like, this is way better of an onboarding than the first game. The first game is just pure chaos trying to get into it. So good. What they've done here so far. I love this. Here's, they've, in the old game, you had 2 areas for items. There were 2 separate menus for items, but one is where you equip them. One is where you could, I don't know. It was a mess. Here seems like they've consolidated all it into one. We're still doing Tales Beginning, where we make from Malv. We're going to set this as a priority. There we go. All right, Pete, take care. Yeah. I hope you enjoy your nap. And Pete mentions you might check out our One Ring video. That was the last thing we put up, was a Strider mode, a solo play of Free League's The One Ring. I had a great time with that. I've recorded more. I just don't know when it's going to go up. I've definitely done the second session, which gets a lot more into the heart of the adventure. The first one is pretty lopsided in terms of character creation. Takes up about half of the video, so jump ahead if you want to skip all that business and get right to the actual start of the adventure. Okay, here's a singular equipment menu instead of the 2. I like, oh nope, items and equipment. There we go. So we still got 2. Let's see. Quest. Okay, let's just keep going. We don't need to do all this. Is there a reason to talk to these people?
What manner of trick did you employ?
So we're getting a lot of weapons and armor must be equipped in order to benefit from their effects, and the type of equipment you can use is determined by your vocation, of course. So we're starting to get a lot of like a listing of everything that. So we've got a bow equipped, we've got some light armor. We got a crafting material, a jagged bone, and we've got a green warish, which is something that can act as a small healing potion. We've also got Diane, who is walking around with her own lantern, which I don't think it looks like you need to refill. Oh no, it says currently has plenty of oil. I don't know if that's going to change. In the first game, you had to manage the amount of oil you had in it. All right.
I will see to it that the law is upheld.
Hail, Arisen. Pray, ask all very well. May fortune speed you on your way, Arisen.
I continue to be doing a lot of this stuff on like 4 hours of sleep, so I apologize if I'm a little. You might see me doing like some of this with my eyes, because
Might you be looking to enlist?
I'm actually struggling to keep my eyes open a little bit. And Pete's mention of a nap, suddenly that sounds like, oh, maybe I should. I am not a napper. I am not somebody that can sleep easily during the day. I don't sleep that heavily at night either, but oh my goodness, there's a lot going on here in our family. Good stuff, but it's made for a very busy.
I don't much care who you are. I'm busy enough with my own goings on.
All right, well, fuck you too, Phil. With 2 L's, if that really is your name. Yeah, my family's out of town because my son has started getting accepted into colleges, and now we got to figure out.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Yeah, let's do that. Where's the treasure chest, Diane? You see something? So as you can see, like, yeah, the pawns call out stuff. I've heard they can actually get pretty.
Beg pardon, sir, but I'm on duty at present.
It was pretty. Some people might say obnoxious in the first game. I never minded it. I thought it was part of the game's charm. It's a lot, but it's part of the game's charm. And nope, can't jump on the tent. Autosave data cannot be relied upon to save your progress in this world. It is recommended that you rest at inns at regular intervals if you wish to ensure the reliability of your saved data. So right off the bat, they're telling you like, yo, dude, be careful with save games. So you want to go into an inn.
Hoy there. You seem well tired. Tell you what, you can stay here tonight free of charge. I'll expect coin from tomorrow, mind. My pa always used to say, there's naught a good night's sleep can't fix. Not much else I can offer, I'm afraid, but you'll find all sorts at a finer inn. Aye, being armed is better than being defenseless, even if you're untrained. Still, 'tis worth devoting yourself to a vocation if you can. Opens up new doors, it does. You should stop by the inn in Melv if you get the chance. No hard feelings if you prefer it. They've much more to offer.
Okay, staying at an inn fully restores your party's health and stamina. It recovers your loss gauge, which represents a reduction in your health, and accumulates when taking damage. So there's, again, I mentioned in the first game, I've been playing a lot of a game called Outward, and it's a survival RPG where they have this idea of burnt health and burnt stamina. Dragon's Dogma has that as well, not as well. It came out before Outward, but so the idea is as you adventure and you take more damage, you can't quite heal up to 100%. So, but it's important to understand, like, you know, the save game system in this, like there's the auto save and there are the in saves. The in saves are sort of like your broad checkpoints.
Aye. Being armed is better than being defenseless, even if you're untrained.
So if you're out in the wilderness, like
Still,
playing for an hour and you get some like
devoting
weird
yourself to a
glitch that
vocation if
you get
can.
stuck behind an invisible
Opens
wall.
up new doors, it does.
This is what you want to do. You want to go back to your in save. You'll lose that hour, but at least you won't lose the whole thing. You can also, I won't do it here because I'm in conversation.
Stop by the inn in Melv if you get the chance.
Let's rest.
We must rest, though the sun is still up.
So let's see if we can advance our vocation in inns. That's the main thing you could do. One or more add-ons acquired. Added items will be sent to item storage. Again, these are pre-order bonuses. I'm not 100% sure what they are, but you had a well-deserved rest at the lodging. Okay, so it's going to create... Very nice. Diane has leveled up. She gets 14 health, stamina. Oh, that's nice. They actually tell you exactly. It was sort of a little nebulous what you would get when you leveled up in the first one, so it's nice that they tell you here. We got a view quest list, so let's take a look at that. In Dragon's Wake. It is already set as a priority. Let's see what the details are. As the Arisen, you bear a deep connection to the dragon. Having heard that Melv was ravaged by its attack, you make for the village in the hope of regaining your lost memories. If you're just jumping in, of course, we have Amnesia. It's classic. Classic narrative trope. So where is... I assume Melv is that giant icon. Okay, so how do we return to the world map? We can zoom in and zoom out. Okay. I'm trying to tell if this is Melv. You can see like there's a road, so I could see this being Melv. So this might be our first test of like, does the game tank frame rate wise? When we get to a more crowded area. I'm curious if we could...
I've beds to spare if you're looking for lodgings. And if you'd like to change your vocation, come see me anytime.
So you're seeing down there, like, you can give a gift. Like, certain NPCs you can give stuff to, and that'll change their favorability with you. In the first game, there was some very vague indication of when, like, they were sort of DTF. Like, you got them to like you enough that they would be willing to take it to the next level. I want to see what the organized one... Oh, okay. I've got 700 already. I was like, in the first game, when you would stay at the local Podunk Town Inn, it was 50. And then when you went to the main city, I don't know if it was 500. But here, like, you know, hey, this tent with cow shit is a grand. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. But maybe money is not quite the same here. So let's see what the storage gives us, because, again, we get some... bonus items. We get an explorer's camping kit, a kit that can be used to set up camp at suitable locations. So this is one of the things in the original game, when you were out in the wilderness, you were out in the wilderness. That's it. Unless you could get back to a town or a city or something, you were on your own. Here, though, I think they do introduce the ability to, you know, set camp and all the things that go with it. I think there's a slight fast travel system in this where you can sort of hire a cart, hop in a wagon, and ride between towns. But I believe as you're doing so, like, random encounters can occur. So many things, like, I feel like they're knocking out of the park here. So let's do this. Let's grab that. A wake stone is something you can use to revive someone who's dead. Harpy snare, smoke beacon. Okay, interesting. So this is something that's kind of new, at least to me. One of the things I mentioned is when I was playing a fighter is that harpies, when they go airborne, I would have trouble attacking them. This looks like it gets them to come down to the ground. Art of Metamorphosis, a special tome that allows the Arisen to edit their own appearance. Can only be used once. I don't care. I'm happy with that. A heartfelt pendant. Okay, you can receive it. You can give it as a gift. Ambivalent rift incense. Powdered rift crystals burnt as incense, only usable by a main pawn at camp. Its mysterious scent gives the pawn a different inclination and avoid. Okay, so you can change details of the pawn. I'm perfectly happy with Diane. Makeshift jail key. It's sort of like a lockpick in a sense, so it'll let you get out. I'm gonna grab that. Superior trusty sword. So I'm gonna hang on to this stuff for the time being. I could sell it to get a little starting cash, which is something I probably did in the first one with my pre-order bonuses, but I'm going to take the Ring Assurance, and we're going to take the Superior Fluted Bow. And that's it. So that's that. We're good. Less vocation. It's really easy to pop back and forth between vocations, but we're going to stick with the Archer for now. So let's see if we've got any skills to get. All manner of vocational procedures can be carried out in the guild hall of a vocation guild. Changing vocation, great. Sometimes it's worth it to change vocations. This is something I did in the first game, but like you can jump in, take a level or so of fighter, get some like passive bonuses that they have. I think in the first game, they have one where you like reduce the amount of physical damage you take. It's just like a passive. It's always on. You could then stack that with another one that might have been for the Mystic Knight, which further reduces physical damage. And then, yeah. So you can do stuff like that. You can mix and match some of these passive boosts to help make the character you want, customize it a little bit. Augments, that's what I was just talking about. Augments are required by spending discipline, and they're active the moment they are equipped. You can equip up to 6 at once. So that's what I was just describing. Let's see, I've got 200... DCP. Doesn't matter what that is, but it's going to cost. I've got barrage shot right now. Sweep shot looks like it's going to be like a shotgun blast. It hits all 3 at once. Nice. And a dire arrow fires a devastating shot that knocks down smaller targets. When using steady shot, arrows become even more powerful. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to start saving up for these, but right now I only have 137. Let's see if Diane... Oh, leaping punt. Nice. Oh, wait. Oh, this is like a melee attack that I could use as a... Oh, that's pretty cool. And then the augments, nothing yet. Let's see what Diane can do. She's got 0. She's got flagration, so she can basically loose... In D&D, it was like flame. I forget what the spell is. It looks like a column of flame, so that's good. But what I really want her to be able to do is that's summoning lightning bolts. Palladium. Looks like it's sort of a defensive thing, and fire boon. But what I really want is being able to heal. I was hoping that's what the mage could do. We'll see how it goes.
Always a pleasure.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently.
Okay, so one of the things you can do is you can meet pawns on the road. I think this is going to be a pawn, and she's sort of explaining what her preferences are, so you know kind of the personality you're getting to add to your group. So Daniela is going to be, man, is that a thief? I forget what the the double daggers in the first one was a strider. So Arisen Details, this one's made by Capcom, so this is one that comes with the game. If you hire a pawn that is level appropriate, I'm level 2, Daniela is level 2, it doesn't cost you anything. If you want to get somebody that's above your level, you got to pay. You can see up in the top right, I've got 1,620 Rift Crystals. I don't know if there's any advantage to getting somebody super over leveled. I've done it a few times in the first games. One time, like, I just paid a fortune for one and it was fun. Like, it was like 20 levels higher. I don't know if it affects your XP though. But my second run that's here on the channel, I just didn't really find it worth it. I was fine most of the time. So let's get Daniela going.
Let us work together to honor the Arisen's trust.
Nice. But what I really would want is a fighter. Also, I need to make sure, did I equip the right bow? I did. Okay. Oh, no. I want the superior fluted bow. So let's equip this. Let's equip this on my left hand. Why not? Count myself betrothed to Diane in some way. I'm kind of curious. I don't see like the decay rates on the food, so I'm curious. If that kind of stuff is still a big part of this game, where all of a sudden all your food rots. Okay, so we finally got a pawn going. And now I just gotta figure out which direction to go. Alright, so I'm gonna... Now, one thing about this game is that I think it's a little more organic how you pick up quests. Fluted bow, gonna sell that. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if like people are gonna have giant
Always a pleasure.
exclamation points over their head. I think like
Master, if ever your pack grows cumbersome, know that I would be glad to purchase any of your unwanted items.
wait, is he so he's a fighter. Yeah, I mean, as much as I've been saying, like, cat people can fuck right off.
If we share
crap.
our strengths, we can begin formulating a strategy that caters to our respective skills.
Okay. Let's see. Badges are awarded to pawns who have... Can I go back? Pawns are awarded badges as a mark of their accumulated knowledge and skills. Okay, yeah, this was in the first game, too. They could have, like, 2-3 stars. Pawns with badges are more helpful to the Arisen in word and in deed. That means they just have more experience and can tell you more details. Monster badges are awarded to pawns who have defeated a certain number of particular type of monster. Now, that's new. So they're going to have better tactics when you face that. Interesting. Okay. Which I think was part of the pawns in the original, but I just don't recall. That. Field badges are awarded to pawns who have camped a sufficient number of times in a particular region. Okay, that's also new. Field badges. Okay, so it looks like they sort of rank in terms of quests, tactics against enemies, and just knowledge of an area. Specializations are skills that can be acquired only by pawns. They are not strictly beneficial, for they allow the pawn to act independently, and this can result in unexpected consequences. However, with little patience, planning, and due care, specializations can prove very useful and are worth trying out. If you'd like your pawn to learn a specialization, you would do well to befriend people with various traits and tendencies in the world around you. Sooner or later, these friendships are bound to create opportunities for your pawn to acquire a special... Interesting. Okay, again, more organic, more like... Get out there in the world and see what's up, and things will start to develop from that. A pawn can only acquire one specialization at a time. This is all new, so I'm not sure what they do. And learning a new specialization will replace the old one. Consult each specialization's entry for more information about its effects. All right.
A visit to Mel might jog your memory, Master.
Right, so you can see that.
The village yet reels from the dragon's assault.
Hail! You a soldier? Twould be a surprise to see you arrive in one piece, if not. Hordes of monsters have been plaguing this area of late, you see. We've had to start sending out new recruits to cull them.
Is that so? Who went yonder?
Lachlan. But I dare say he'll fare all right.
Aye, I expect he will. Who was sent out that way, then?
Ricardo. To be honest, sir, I'm a little worried for him.
What? Weren't harpies reported in that area? The lad can't handle those beasts on his own.
This is the first I'm hearing of it. Fie! I want to go to his aid, but we can't just abandon our posts. Say, you seem stout of heart. Would you be willing to go in our stead? 'Tisn't far, only a short ways out from the main gate. You've my thanks. And Ricardo's as well, I'm sure.
Setting a priority quest. You can select a quest to prioritize from among those you accepted. Furthermore, if you have a pawn in your party who possesses knowledge, they will be able to guide you. But they won't until it's a priority, okay? A warning regarding quest progression. This is interesting that they put this in here. Some quests are affected by the passage of time and will progress even without the Arisen's involvement. Taking on multiple quests at once comes with the risk of being unable to act in time, and this can result in unintended consequences. Try to bear that factor of time in mind when managing your current quests and taking on new ones. That's really important. That's something that is absolutely true in the first one and is absolutely never explained to you in one moment of in game. So you would have stuff like all of a sudden you'd have a quest and all of a sudden it's like, nope, okay, canceled, sorry. And you're like, wait, I don't understand. You might not understand what happened. Like whole quest chains would disappear because you weren't paying attention. If you did things in the wrong order, whole avenues would be locked off. It was really...
We must fly to the aid of those in need.
It's interesting, but it made for some confusion. And here again, they're explaining, hey, this is what's going on. This is why. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set Ordeals of a New Recruit as my... And you can even see there's a timer there, right? So they're giving you much more detail about what's going on. And I really appreciate that.
Sir Ricardo is in need of our aid. If you wish to meet with this person, I would gladly lead the way.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
So again, Korban has knowledge of this quest. Maybe, I mean, he's a Capcom pawn, so maybe they gave it to him. Oh, here we go. Pawn commands. There are 4 commands that the Arisen can use to direct the pawn companions, and their efforts vary according to the circumstances in which they are used, such as when in or out of combat. The best way to get a feel for each command is to observe your pawn's response and course of action in various situations. Go instructs the pawn to act independently of the Arisen. Can also be used to request assistance with carrying out an action, okay? So if you're attacking, maybe you can make it attack. To me, gets the pawns to come back. Makes them fight by your side. Maybe if they're healing, maybe it'll do that more frequently. Wait, just has them hang back for a sec. Oh, stops their attacking during combat. And then makes them aid the Arisen indirectly. Help instructs pawns to prioritize support, healing, and recovery. Okay.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
We must not let down our guard.
So there was a way to sort of rapid fire. I'm trying to...
I shan't let them come.
Oh no, what's going on?
Who are you? Come to aid me. See. Phil and Enrique sent you to watch the back, right?
We got goblins going on?
I'll gladly take it.
All right, Dale Cooper's up.
Is that all of them? You have my thanks. I do not believe for a moment I could have slain those creatures without your help. I've only just enlisted, and when I thought this could be the end of me, I was paralyzed. You saved me this time, but I won't always be so fortunate. I'll have to train harder, till I've the confidence to face such beasts on my own. Well, I'd best be heading back, but I'll be sure to let my superiors know of your good deed. I hope we meet again someday.
Making our report ought to be our next priority.
Okay, how do we do that? Let's see, is Phil back in town? Yeah, let's head back to Phil. Wait, who are you?
I see not even the Arisen could resist my charms.
Oh, okay. Ace would be a... Okay, let's see. Arisen details. Alice. Okay, so this is one made by a player. I'm guessing the Arisen details are... It's from Alice. Username, blah, blah, blah. Pawn quest. Travel together for a day and a night. Reward Wakestone Shard. So does that mean if she'll give me a gift of a shard? Now, 3 Wakestone shards in the original game make 1 Wakestone, which is again what you use to revive if you're dead. I'm a little nervous. Let me just check one thing really quickly. So part of, sorry, I'm over here checking on the YouTube stream. Part of the, I tried getting this up and running and had some technical difficulties because I kept it on private and I didn't realize you have to, I can't figure out how to set it from private to public within YouTube Studio's main screen. Like I went to like a separate YouTube Studio and then I set it to private there. But it doesn't seem to be in like the main stats of anyway. Do I hire this pawn? There's a part of me that likes the idea of hiring another player's pawn. View Arisen details. This doesn't matter, I'm just kind of curious. Because this is new. I'll hire. Yeah, your party's full, so let's swap out. I'm going to dismiss... I'm going to dismiss Daniela. I'm not going to give her a gift because she's just from Capcom.
The time of our parting is come. Thank you for everything, Arisen. Let us work together to honor the Arisen's trust.
Pawn quests are tasks given to your main pawn to be completed beyond the rift. You set the task and must stipulate the reward for the Arisen who hires your main pawn. Oh, I see. Okay, so the pawn quest is travel for a day and a night, and then the reward is they'll give me a Wakestone shard. Okay, all right. When setting a reward for the Arisen who hires your main pawn to receive, you can either select a specific item or nominate a sum of gold. I'd be happy to give them Wakestone shards. I just don't have anything yet. So it's oh, interesting. It toggles. You don't have to hold sprint. Capcom has like whenever you see like Capcom running animations, you're sitting there going, that's a Capcom running animation. I like seeing that still here.
We're here, and none the worse for wear.
No sense letting the enemy...
Hail, friend! Many thanks for aiding Ocado. It was a relief to see him return.
We gotta stop talking, bro.
Aye, that it was. The poor sod might not have made it back alive had you not intervened.
It was a bit too early for him to be seeing actual combat. That much was made well clear. We'll be extending his training period. The instructors here are well known for whipping recruits into shape with their grueling regimes.
Speaking of training regimes, I must admit I've half a mind to ask you to join us. We could use someone with your experience.
Yeah, no. What's going on here? Is it over?
My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you in my spare time.
Okay, so this is Kishore as another fighter. We're gonna cancel. I'm gonna keep Ace and Cat Dude. Is there somebody I need to talk to?
With any luck, the instructors in the training ground here will have a Cardo battle ready ere long.
He thinks the troops will get more out of their training if they had a soldier of your caliber to guide them.
Sir, I'm in my underwear, so I feel like if I'm the best you got, you're in trouble. What I need to do is I need to look at our quest. In Dragon's Wake, okay, it's the only one we got, so it makes it automatically active. That's good. Now, in the original game, if we were to go in and out of a fort, there'd be a loading screen, so it's nice that it's all seamless at this point. I guess you can sort of expect that from a modern game, but still, it's nice. And the reason why I say it's like I just finished the game like a month ago. So my playthrough is very fresh in my memory.
'Tis a glad thing you rested when you did.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
Yeah, it looks like you can fire pretty rapidly. Huh. Interesting. Gather some apples. The high five is new. I've not seen that. You got something going on over there.
Come, I'll lead the way.
Just can't have people jumping off the ledge, that's all. Chest over there. Let's go check it out. Yeah, I was sort of pointing out the running animations, but like again,
Unlikely location for a path. Mayhap it leads to a hidden hoard of treasure.
stability
Keep your
extract.
wits about you. We needn't go barging in.
Now,
What's this?
what might that be?
Seekers tokens. There are 240 of these tokens scattered across the land, hidden in all sorts of out-of-the-way and unexpected places. Bring them to a guild hall and you will receive special rewards now and then as your collection progresses. You must leave no stone. I'm not going to lie. I cannot abide.
We ought to take a closer look. Ah, now here's a surprise.
Our collection grows.
I will collect the ones I find, but I am not going
I shall
to.
have to inform my own master of this.
So there you go. So like somebody, I guess Korban may not have known about that, but now he does. And so if somebody else hires him, he can point it out. Who's this person?
You look upon me so expectantly.
Oh, interesting.
Are we acquainted?
So it's the one I let go. I guess she hangs
The
out
enemy
here.
has called reinforcements. It seems they mean to match our might through strength of numbers.
So I gotta say, this game looks great. And so far it's running well, etc., etc. Vocation rank, nice.
One might confidently call that a resounding victory.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each
Diane's
trial as it comes.
Diane's level 4. But the trick is, though, being able to see is very tricky. Like when the goblins start running into the trees and stuff, it's very easy to lose track of where they are. I probably should start. Nice. So it makes it tough to see, like, you know, like in the old game, you could find like chests on like outcroppings like this and stuff.
Forgotten something, Arisen? You're looking rather lost.
And it just made it easier to like, oh, yeah, I'm going to explore here, explore there, check this out. Here it looks like, okay, I'm going to test one thing out really quickly. Here we go. Boom! Perfect.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
No harm in picking a few.
There's our heal. There we go. The question I had, they did not change the belly flop fall damage. It is beautiful, and I want it in every game for all time. Okay, Korban, you can calm down.
Pray, follow me.
This is beautiful. I paused talking because I was enjoying the music cue that hit. Melv, stronghold raised by dragon's fire.
Over here, Master. So, this is Melv. The scars left by the dragon's assault are plain to see. Mayhap a walk through the streets would help jog your memory. When the Arisen appears, so too does the dragon. 'Tis an immutable truth of this world.
Pitiable Arisen.
Like, I'm not a super graphics
This isn't the way to
whore,
our
so
destination, but I presume you've a new one in mind.
Shackled by a foul curse and robbed of all memory.
so to me this is great. Like, I don't know if other people can nitpick and whatever, but I love this. This is what I love open world fantasy-ish.
Hast thou forgotten thy destiny, thy charge? That is most unfortunate. But it doth not release thee from thy fate.
Here we go. So this is what the first game is like. They stick you in media res into a huge fight
I must summon reinforcements.
before they tell you even how to play. Whoa.
This moment forth, thou art arisen. Charge and all.
Can you hear me, sir? Sir, stay with me. Thank goodness. How are you feeling? This is the second time I've watched over you like this, isn't it? You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames? You withstood the fire in my stead and were well and truly charred. 'Twas terrible. I had thought your life forfeit. I could not hear the beating of your heart. But you hung on and by some miracle survived. Arisen? I'm afraid I don't understand your meaning. Does it have aught to do with why you were taken to the castle? They said 'twas so that your wounds could be treated, though I fear you have no memory of this either.
I am of the Border Watch. Someone with Arisen-like abilities came to this village, horn in tow. Know you aught of this?
Has he come for you? We are to part so soon, then. Mayhap you will visit me again someday. Till then, take care. Arisen.
Ah, excellent. You must be the one. You match my soldier's description. I'm glad I found you. The ruler of Vermont, currently convalescing in the capital, became arisen here in this very village. If you claim the same, then word must be borne to the capital. I dispatched a missive before coming here, though I doubt the matter can be settled without your presence. Would you be willing to accompany me to the capital? If you truly are arisen, you will be received with open arms. Oh, but forgive me. I scattered my soldiers in a bid to find you. I would not depart without them. We shall have to wait till they are reassembled. Come to think of it, Sir Leonard was asking after you as well. Mayhap now would be a good time to speak with him. Last I saw, he was having a drink at the inn.
All right.
Say we gather some information.
Now that was so there was like a depth of field there when I was talking to him. I thought I turned that off. Let me just double check. System. So again, you can save and continue. You can do like manual saves. They get overwritten though the minute you get another autosave, so they're not separate. It seems like they should be separate, so you could manually save in one spot. The autosaves are constantly updating, and then the in-save is your ultimate fallback, but it's not how it works, I don't think. I want to do graphics, just so you can see. We're doing 1440p. I guess vertical sync. My monitor does the NVIDIA thing, so I did that. Rendering mode, progressive versus interlaced. I'm going with progressive for now, but I could probably get a few more frames per second. I could probably turn off anti-aliasing, but some people say like it can look pretty rough without it. So I'm leaving it on for now. A lot of stuff is also maxed out. But I want to make sure motion blur. Yeah, that's off. Bloom, I guess, is on. Depth of field off. Okay. So maybe they just did that because it's a specialized cutscene. And then you can see the game's good enough to give you like a processing load for, your settings. And if you had like an 8 gigabyte card, you could see that you'd be sort of pressed right up against the card's max. So I think that's one of the things that people are having some trouble with in terms of, I've heard subsurface scattering just makes people look weird actually. So you leave it off. Anyway, so you, it's definitely worth researching what the tweaks do if you start having problems with frame rate.
Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful sorry if I was in your way. Oh, no, I'm not lost or naught, sir. You needn't worry yourself on my account. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. My family runs a little shop in Vernworth. So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be found in this village, I thought I'd come and fetch some for us. Made the journey all by myself as well, if you can believe it. But, well, as luck would have it, I've not enough gold for the medicine. 'Twill be a shame to return empty-handed after coming all this way, but what more can I do?
I really hope this is like a long con kind of quest. This is a grift, and she'll be popping up throughout the game. I'd love that.
What? You do that?
Oh, I thought I was going to give her the
me.
money.
Suppose there's no harm in that, if you're really sure. Oh, sir, I'd be most grateful. Seems my luck's not as rotten as I thought. I'll wait right here for your return, sir. And many thanks for your kindness.
Okay. Combining materials, again, something that wasn't fully explained in the first game. You can combine 2 materials to create a new item. When you combine, you can choose either materials individually or select a combination that you previously tried. You can also prioritize the inventory you want materials to be taken from first, the arisens or the pawns. So it looks like if I take an apple and a green warish, I can make some kind of potion. So let's try that.
We could make the fruit robberant ourselves, or simply purchase some at Ruiner's Apothecary here in Mel.
So let's see how that works. Salubrious Draught. A nourishing restorative common throughout the land. Consume it to recover a fair amount of health. Okay. Cool. So you can take apples and you can take green warish and you can make like a more potent healing potion. That's good to know. Perfect. What are we doing with meat? I don't see anything going on in terms of decay.
Yes, of course. I see it
cool.
now.
Don't stumble around in the dark. Outfit yourself with one of our fine lanterns. But mind how far you stray from home at night, lest beasts be drawn to the glow at your hip like moth. Ooh, interesting. I don't know if that was a system in the first game where having the light attracted enemies, but that's cool if it is new.
Oh, what does this say?
Shall we take a closer look?
Already did, but thank you.
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Roborant, are we? Between you and me, cuz, they're mighty easy to make. Simple as combining the ingredients, if you know what they are.
Let's see, lupine bow. It's gonna be a little bit worse. Throat cutters, don't need that, but we do need some. We need some clothes. So what do we got? We got 1970. Part of me wants to go light. That was something I had trouble with in the first game. I was constantly like right on the brink of my. So I was slowed down, et cetera, et cetera. So let's see. Liking what I see. If I'm doing some fashion souls, that deepwood jacket's not bad. But they're expensive though. So basically, I could afford the shirt and I'd still be going pantsless, which it's a choice. What do we got? It is a choice. It's a choice I kind of like. Okay, we got camping kit. What's the difference? So there's symbols below. I actually don't know what they mean. So lantern oil, that's okay. We're going to need that. The fruit roborant. I think this is what the... okay, so it's like a super health potion. I think this is what the girl wanted us to get. Boosting maximum health could be nice. Hide cape. I think I'm gonna get some pants. Let me see if I can sell anything that might help. Sell. Ooh, there we go. Get some quick cash that way. Oh, okay, okay. Something has rotted, so... All right, so now at least we can afford the rest of the outfit so we don't look quite so stupid. You're going to see here... Drenching arrow, tarring arrow... There are effects that you can... So if you drench somebody and then they get hit with like lightning, it does bonus damage, I assume, if they were tarred and then you hit them with flame. So there's things like that to consider when you're... sort of like the way... I mean, obviously this came before, but like Divinity Original Sin is a really good example of a game that takes advantage of those kind of environmental status effects. Let's get a hood. We're doing a little bit of Fashion Souls. Do we go with that or do we go with the actual hood that's meant to go with it? I kind of like that. Although it's 800 more. Let's save the money for now. Okay.
Do come again.
I do so enjoy stocking up on supplies.
We ought to have enough supplies to last us a while now.
You have my support.
All right, another green warish, which I can then probably use. Let me check my quest just to see if the girl's quest is on my radar here. Let's see, Seat of the Sovereign. That's okay, we had the inn. Seat of the Sovereign is heading to the capital. Return to Flora and give her the fruit roborant she requested. So let's set that as a priority. Let's view details. The problem is I don't know what the... So what I could do is I can go here.
Ah, well met.
It's 600, so I can purchase...
Here for some fruit, Roborant, are we?
But I would like to know how to make it in the future. 'Cause he said it's not that hard, so...
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit roborant for me? Oh, so this is what it looks like. Brilliant. Many thanks, sir. I haven't much to offer in return, but I'll be sure to tell Grandfather what you did for us. He'll want to reward you proper like, I'll bet.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
Nice. Level 5. Diane as well. Very nice. Let's talk to...
Here we are.
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing you did. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this a small token of my gratitude.
I respect the fifth element haircut going on here.
Now, tell me, are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training, which comes in very useful when pursuing a vocation.
Okay, so I'm going to just take a second. There were special augments in the first game that I never figured out how to access. Maybe in that game there were guilds as well, and I just didn't know it. I have no idea. Again, if that is true, then here they're explaining to you a little bit more of the process of, how to explore the systems in game.
Well now, that won't do. You need only speak with the innkeeper to register. Go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. Naturally, it is a vocation for those who seek to master the bow, an exceptionally useful long-ranged weapon.
In Dragon's Dogma 1 in my playthrough here on the channel, I ended up really enjoying the Ranger, which was like the super bow class. The Magic Archer had some nice things going for it, but at the end of the day, I ended up preferring the Ranger.
At close range, however, a bow is nary more useful than a walking stick. Aye, the secret to being a successful archer is maintaining distance between you and your foes. Should you dedicate yourself to a vocation, you will find that new paths to master will open up to you over time. Try them as you like. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the dagger. Such blades lack heft, though this grants them the advantage of speed.
Again, this was sort of like the Strider. I think there was a thief class as more advanced. It was definitely assassin.
Thieves favor light armor, which leaves them more vulnerable to attacks than those of other vocations. Their talents depend upon their finesse and ability to compensate for the length of their blade through sheer agility.
Okay, well that's fine.
Very well. There is no wrong choice in any case. It is entirely up to you which vocation you adopt. But I shan't take up any more of your time. Pray, be well.
The Meister's teaching. The Meister's teaching is the most powerful skill that can be acquired by each vocation. Learning a Meister's teaching requires the use of a special tome, which you will receive if you impress the vocation Meister. However, the true potential of this skill can only be realized by those whose vocation rank is high enough. Now, I think in the original game, you could get up to...
This ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, excellent find.
Okay. Let me just talk to the inn.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for those who seek it. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
I'm not going to rest for 1,500 at the
It's
moment.
good to be busy. Work begets opportunity.
Okay, let's see what we got. We got 534, which means we can get 2. Let's see what we can get here. Core skills, leaping punt. He was just talking about needing to create distance. It looks like this could do that. Oh, nice, nice, nice. You get the little, I guess, Hawkeye thing from the Avengers where you're leaping back and... Interesting. Ambuscade increases damage dealt by your attacks when targets are not in a battle stance. Doing more damage is always good, but let's just oh, I see. So this turns them into a... let's see. So is this like, does it slow time down or is it just let you like super zoom in? This could be like good for like an opening shot. I'm going to get the sweep shot. I'll put it there. Why not? This could be useful, like, you know, yeah. I like the idea of an exploding shot, though. All right, there we go. What's Diane up to? You got some points, right? Okay, so here's the boons where we can sort of enchant our weapons. I think in the last game, the really good one to have is fire and dark magic, I think. So I'm going to get fire boon. I don't need to worry about equipping it because she's just going to take care of it on her own. But let's see what this one is. This is more of a like a ranged attack spell, so she can call down lightning. I'm going to get that one. And I'm only going to get one boon because what I want her to do is I want her to enchant our weapons, but I don't want her choosing which one she goes with, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want her sometimes choosing ice, and what I really want is fire most of the time. So let's see. What is this one? Okay, so this is sort of defensive to help her stay alive. She's out of points, though. What did I miss out here? Focus bolt. Okay. These might be good overall. Augments. Apotropism. Apotropaism. Not sure what that boosts magic defense. Okay. There we go. So we've got a little more skills going on.
Do come again.
I think if we were to rest, we would get an in save here, but we're not going to do that. People were pointing about ladders. Is there a ladder outside that I don't know about?
Where you've been.
Oh, okay.
Come with me to the village entrance. The watchhead's waiting for you.
Shall we seek some answers?
He really ought to have returned by now.
Sir Gregor wishes to speak with you, Master.
So you're seeing here, like,
Shall we go
mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him, but that
I
place
take
puts
it
hairs on
you've
my
some
end.
business with this person. Then pray.
Is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. I got my hopes up for naught. Wait, listen. Would you be willing to search for my brother, the
That brave fool said he was going to look for herbs and went off into the forest. I'd go and search for him myself, only... it is a dangerous place. I'm not afraid of monsters, but 'twould hardly help anything if I were to run in there unprepared and get myself hurt now, would it? So I thought, mayhap you'd go in my place. You look like you could manage those woods better than I.
Okay, so I think I've got the brightness. I pumped the brightness up a little bit because sometimes it can help with
Please,
the...
sir, I worry for my brother.
I don't want the streams to be too dark, but I feel like, or maybe it's the bloom. Something about this is like overexposed.
Many thanks. Right. As for where I think he's gone, go into the forest and turn when you reach the tree with the bird's nest, keeping the cliff to your right. Ah, this won't work, will it? I could see the route in my mind's eye, but my feet know it better than I do. But my brother and I are the only ones who use that path, to my knowledge. I suppose there's only one thing for it. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. The monsters of the forest have changed since the dragon's attack. I'll need you to watch over me, keep me safe. You will, won't you? Right. In we go then. My life's in your hands, friend.
We have been called upon to render aid. Let us make haste.
Whoops, I didn't... There we go. Okay, so you can make it automatically the... where do you go? So you can automatically make it the priority quest by hitting whatever that double box button is on your Xbox controller. That's new, just being able to immediately go boom and you're set. My fear is what happens, is there another quest that I was supposed to meet people at the gate, blah, blah, blah. Is it going to let me just go?
You've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare?
Okay.
Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but different masters favour different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Each to their own.
So there you go. You get an idea with this guy how like the quest system is now implemented. Like I said, they're not going to have exclamation points over their head anymore. I think it's a little more organic. So you overhear people talking about something that looks like that. You know what? I'm going to... Let me take a look at the settings real quick. And then you can sort of get an idea like, hey, this person might need help based on... I'm going to turn the bloom off and just see if that... That might be it. No, it's still pretty bright. So I don't know what I'm doing, obviously, when it comes to streaming, but I've often heard that with streams, you want to up the brightness a little bit because it makes the stream look a little better. Maybe it gets a little dimmer.
We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
I like that they're giving you the pawns dialogue at an even level, no matter where they are in relation to you. Like the guy in front of me, when he talks, I can barely hear him because of positional audio. But I appreciate that the pawns dialogue comes through.
It's a good spot. Let's stop here a moment.
Okay, so now they're going to probably introduce us to the campfire mechanics, the making camp.
I've camped here with my brother many a time. No doubt he caught his breath here before moving on, same as us.
So let's see how this works. Camping. So this is new. If the Arisen has a camping kit to hand, they can pitch their tent by the remains of a campfire found at set spots throughout the wilderness. Much like staying at an inn in town, resting at campsites restores the party's health, stamina, recovers the lost gauge. Adventurers who seldom return to town should be cure. Should be sure to keep a camping kit in their packs, lest exhaustion overwhelm them. Camping also affords the opportunity to grill meat, granting a boost to certain stats upon consumption. The finer the quality of meat, the greater the increase you can expect. Before setting up camp, it would be prudent to eliminate any foes lurking nearby. Neglecting to do so only heightens the chance of an ambush, while your party is at its most vulnerable. I'm just going to say right off the bat, like, I love this. I love this idea. Like, in the first one, they had... It wasn't making camp like this. They were sort of like predetermined spots where, like, hey, you know, the king sent us out to make like a forward camp to give you a place to rest. It wasn't on you to do it. You just had to find it, and then it was a location in the world. But what I like about this is a couple things. One, I like that, you know, it's kind of making gameplay out of it. And two, I like the idea that you can get ambushed. One of my all-time favorite and early CRPG memories wasn't the first one I played. The first one I ever played was Bard's Tale 3. That was the one that was on the shelf at the time when I was buying my first CRPG. But shortly thereafter, I got Ultima 5. And that still has one of the best like make camp mechanics in my mind. So I'm hoping to get a look at this. I don't think we actually need to make camp. So we're good on skills. We're going to cancel. How are we doing on health? We're mostly healthy. You know, I'm just going to do it because I feel like they want you to do it. Let me get an achievement for it, I guess. Just want to see how it works. Examine. Rest till morning, nightfall, equip skills. Okay. What else can we do? Cook. I do have aged Scrag of Beast. Now, I don't know if it's aged because it's getting old. And so that's how they're going to tell you that it works. Like it's decaying, is that it goes from Scrag of Beach to age to... So maybe it's just in the description. Whoa, that's actually a pretty good looking... That looks like a video. That doesn't look like it's a rendered in-game engine.
We've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours sleep?
Did they get...
Agreed. We ought to give ourselves a chance to recover ere we continue on our journey.
Did they get stock footage of somebody cooking a ribeye? So in Capcom games, you know, cooking is a big deal. Like if you get Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter, that one. I really want to get into that game. I've probably said it during my first run of Dragon's Dogma on the channel. Cooking is a big part of that to get the food prep that you need.
I'm beginning to think that our master is simply fond of camping. How else to explain why we so rarely stay at inns?
Follow me. We ought press on, lest aught befall my brother.
I wish there was a way to activate the talking menu from... Let's see. This is really...
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support.
I really like this.
We must fly to the aid of those in need.
Now, I know other games have incorporated this. A lot of BioWare games incorporated... Oh, he's done. Okay. Let's rest till morning. Let's see if there's a... Oh, that's an autosave right there.
I
Okay.
feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
What's
Come.
this?
We've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well.
Okay, so modest one looks like it's going to be heavy. And, okay. So maybe a more expensive camping kit
We ought press on.
is
lest
lighter
aught
in weight.
befall my brother.
Okay, how do we do that? There we go.
Goodness. We're higher up than I'd thought.
Take care not to fall.
We ought to proceed with caution.
I've already said it like 10 times. This looks great. I love the look of this. I love the graphics. This is the kind of like I want like going for quasi realism.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
We must not let down our guard.
Okay, somebody just gave me fire. That's good. That's what I was hoping for.
I grant you fire's blade.
Now, what happens if I just hold the X button? Nope. Okay. Now, who's she? More Fifth Element haircuts coming in.
A grand adventure awaits us. I just know it.
It's from Dylan. I'm gonna hire Dylan. Oh wait. Level 7. Yeah, why not? Spend a couple of coins. In my playthrough of Dragon's Dogma 1 on the channel, I basically never spent them, so. How do I choose? There we go. I'm gonna get rid of the cat person because, again, cat people can fuck right off, but also because he's just a Capcom, you know, like I don't need to. Can these be reused? Or did I just get a bunch of Explorers camping kits from my DLC, my pre-purchase?
Over many fierce battles was our bond forged. My shield is ever at your beck and call.
All right.
I hope I can count on you in a scrape.
This is like
This will seem of little consequence, but the pawns in this party are women all.
And yet no two of us are the same.
The reason I like the pawn system is because it's sort of like the message system in a Souls game. It's like multiplayer without multiplayer, if that makes sense.
You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you?
Can't double jump yet. Okay. Yeah, now the women's thing isn't just an empty comment. Oh, interesting. So you run slower up a hill. Little details like that. In the original game, there was an area where you had to run into like a headwind, and that slowed you down. Oh, interesting. Destructible bridges.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Something over there.
Now, this is a good find.
A fitting reward for a rigorous search.
Oh, see, like, the problem with these games, I just want to go down every ravine. Anyway, yeah, oh man, I like the idea of, like, the message system in Souls games and stuff like that, so I want to take advantage of other players' pawns to both contribute and get their knowledge at the same time, right?
Can anyone hear me? Please, I need help.
Ooh, wolves. That's a miss.
Let my magic imbue your weapon.
There we go.
Fury of the elements.
Ooh.
Nicely done.
Glad to be of service.
Well said.
Prepare yourself.
Again, losing track of that. Ooh.
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
Okay, we're going to heal up here for a sec.
I'd thought I was done for.
Ah, it was a near thing. How are you feeling?
I think I'll be all right. but if you hadn't come for me, I... Thanks, Ian.
Save your thanks, Norbert. I'm your brother. And I ought to have come sooner.
From where I'm standing, all that matters is that you made it in time. Anyway, I'm eager to be rid of this place. Let's return to the village, shall we? The sooner the better. I've got to deliver these medicinal herbs to the people who need them.
Aye, you'll hear no complaints from me. Let's be off then.
Our duty is a worthy one. To escort our charge safely and intact.
All right. Escort the brothers back. Yeah. So it's interesting.
While traveling beyond the rift, I uncovered a treasure chest hidden in this very locale. Shall we seek it out?
We should, but how do I say yes? So one complaint I've heard about this game is that is it really an open world if every time you're running around the open world you're actually running around these caves, these ravines, these sort of predetermined paths, right? And that's an interesting question. I don't really know. I probably am not picky enough to worry about that, but ooh. You know what? Let's get them back.
I'll gather these now. Twould be a shame to forget their location when we need them most.
I wonder how many of the skills are going to be the same from this game. So like Strider's got double jump and stuff like that. So like, will I be able to double jump at some point to get to these locations? Okay, so I can't tell if I'm getting a little bit of framiness here or not. There's a part of me that the next time I try this, I might actually... Ooh. Panacea. I might actually try...
Have at me! I'll gladly take on any number of foes.
We fight. To arms.
I'm curious if they can actually get to me.
I grant you roaring flame.
Why do I not have exploding shot? And it's interesting, it says like 0-0 exploding shot, like something's off a little bit. Can I? Oh, wait. Let's cross that bridge. Let me just see. It said, like, beware of destructible bridges, so let's see what that means. Like, does it automatically destruct, like, a trap when you jump on it? Or is it a bridge you can break having crossed? Can I even get to it? I might not be able to get to it. You know what? Yeah, I don't want to die here. That's embarrassing. Also, the camera was so close that I couldn't see the humiliation. So I'm missing something for an exploding shot. I don't know what it is. Alright, looks like the fire...
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next.
not comfortable with Ace. Oh! So it is a trap. Am I dead? I'm not dead. But yeah, so it's set up as a trap, but now can I get up there?
When tarred, be sure to avoid open flame.
Well, there's no fixing this in a hurry. Better we take the long way round than waste our time gawking at it.
Nothing else for it, I suppose.
Take this. 'Tis something I found. I wanted you to have it.
Oh, thank you. Nope. Okay, well. I think I'm done humiliating myself. Oops, something's going on.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
Thanks, friend.
Okay, I guess we got separated and now he's catching up. Okay. Is this the right way to go?
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a moment.
So what's this? So there's a... There's an exclamation point here, and I don't know why. If you're looking at the mini-map on the bottom. So this is where the bridge was that collapsed, but I don't know. I think this is where the bridge was that collapsed. I just don't know how to get... Little flourish there on the jump. Oop. Okay. Let's figure out how to get back to where we're going. Okay.
Master, if you're carrying around anything you don't need, there's no time like the present to rid yourself of it.
If you feel overburdened, mayhap I could carry some things for you.
Am I overburdened? I don't know if they're trying to tell me something. I am at heavy, so that, yes, that is a possibility. Let's combine a few things. First of all, we can make a green warish and this. But what else can I give them? I don't need probably to give to Diane. That's going to get me down to average. Okay. So that means we should move a little quicker moment to moment.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking a few.
I do want to figure out what we needed to make the item that the little girl wanted. There looks like there's some stuff going on over there, some kind of entrance.
Tis no more or less than what one might have expected.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way?
Oh, that's interesting. So that's Diane telling me that, which means that is she already being hired out as a pawn to gain quest knowledge? That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so that looks like an exit. I'm not seeing a way to get in like a natural way to get in. You can see on the castle, like the giant crossbow that may be used to help take down dragons or griffins and whatnot. I guess the griffin that shot us down, maybe that we were riding, maybe got shot down from there.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently.
So, of course, Aslan, I think, is the name of the character in the Chronicles of Narnia. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Jesus metaphor. The heavy-handed Jesus figure in the story. Heavy-handed. I mean, yeah, I don't think heavy-handed is a strong word. Like, I don't mean in a good or a bad way. It's just, it's a little on the nose. What's this? Green Warish. I definitely want to get that. But yeah, let's get back here into town. I think I went the long way or took a loop that isn't how I left town.
Back at last.
Or maybe not.
That was an ordeal.
Aye, I'm exhausted, but I can rest after I've delivered these herbs. I'll be back soon.
Good on you. Just take care, all right? You wonder why I don't follow him? So long as he stays away from that forest, he'll be fine on his own.
Okay.
When my brother told me he was going to fetch those herbs, I refused to join him. Said it was too dangerous. What with the monsters acting strangely of late. And I was right. But mayhap none of this would have happened had I only gone with him. My brother is always the one taking the initiative, while I stand around with my hands in my pockets. But today's misadventure showed me that the path forward is the one with fewer regrets. Even when we managed to save Norbert, and perhaps that's all that matters. Still, I can't help but wonder if I couldn't have spared him some of the pain and fear he suffered. If I'd only steeled myself sooner. So from now on, I'm going to trust in my own instincts. Ne'er again will I let fear stop me from doing what I know to be right.
Sir Ian was rather hard on himself, methinks. He saved his brother just as much as we did.
All right. Got that done. And yeah, so I'm kind of part of, again, YouTube's been an experiment to see how it works. 24, 25. It looks like the YouTube stream that I'm seeing is about 7 seconds, 5 to 7 seconds slower than the real time. So again, I apologize for all the delays if you're putting messages in the chat and it's taking me a second to respond. That's what it looks like the delay is. Twitch definitely does not have that same delay. Seed of Sovereign in Dragon's Wake. Okay, so basically I think this is sort of the same thing. We meet the guy at the gate, then we end up going to the capital with him. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it. This is going to be... Oop.
We must leave anon.
Sorry. We must leave anon. This is going to be the first session. This has been incredible. I said it a couple of times, like I'm smiling like an idiot because I have been looking forward to this game for so long. The possibility of this game was something I was looking forward to before it was announced. Just the hope that someday they would do a sequel because Dragon's Dogma Online never really came to the United States. But this has, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's exactly what I'm hoping for so far. It's that slipping into the familiar.
Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
But new, more polished. In the title screen, it said Dragon's Dogma. It didn't say Dragon's Dogma 2. And I'm wondering if this is sort of... Obviously, it's a sequel. But I'm wondering if this is just sort of like we're getting a second chance to make a first impression kind of thing. Where they're like, you know what? we got to do this story once. Let's, when you do a rewrite and everything gets better, maybe there's part of this is seen by the developers as a chance to take a second shot at their concept, having learned everything they have over the last 10 plus years. Dragon's Dogma, I think, was the first sort of Western style RPG that Capcom took a shot at, and there's probably been a lot of games they've learned from during that time. So yeah, this has been Black Lodge Trivia Night. Thank you so much for the people that checked in live on the stream. Thanks to Pete and Matt, who were in the chat, chatting with me for a little bit. And of course, this is going to go up on our YouTube channel as an archive. I got to figure out if I want to upload like a higher quality stream, or if these streams are good enough to just make these the backup and I don't have to record anything on my side. I just schedule the backups for what they are and when we're ready to schedule them. But otherwise, again, Black Lodge Trivia Night, we're mostly an actual play tabletop RPG podcast. Once a month, we have like an RPG discussion topic podcast. We're actually going to be recording that very soon at the time of this live recording. And we appreciate everybody who's checked this out. If you're watching this, you've already found our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, etc. If you would like. Join us on our Discord. The Discord link should be in the, I don't know where it goes, maybe in the show notes. If you want to talk about tabletop RPGs or computer RPGs, yeah, join us in our Discord. And otherwise, if you want audio versions of our podcast and actual plays, search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your podcasts, and we should show up. But until next time, and there will absolutely be a next time, because I am really, really looking forward to this one. Take care. And thanks.